first, the news of the day, what's happening in Ukraine. The travel sector is the hardest hit in Europe. Your share is down significantly this morning. How does this conflict affect the travel sector?
Listen, it's very early to say. I mean, you quoted the number of hotels. It's less than 1% of anything we do in the world. And currently, our focus is on the safety and the well-being of our employees that we are really trying to focus on. I think for the rest, the following days would tell us. I think that's really what I can sense at this juncture.
Understood, Jean-Jacques. Yeah, 1%, just over 55 hotels, 9,000 rooms, mainly in Moscow. But when we think about the recovery from the pandemic, you just reported revenue of 2.2 billion euros versus 1.6 billion a year ago. Some very strong recovery indeed across the company. But this must be a concern regards to consumer confidence and travel confidence.
I mean, there are many things in the world which are evolving in all directions. I mean, COVID was one. What's happening in China is another one, and this is another of those things that we will have to deal with. I mean, again, today it's a very limited number of Russians that travel outside of Russia into our hotels, and it's a limited number of people that we've got in our hotels in, as you quoted, only 55 hotels in Russia. So I'm not saying that it won't have an impact. It certainly has an impact, and you saw it on the various stock that you've been covering. But it will be, from the numbers I'm quoting to you, mechanically limited. We just need to see what then happens in the rest of the mood of the world.
Looking at your results for 2021, clearly you saw an improvement versus 2020, but still below 2019 or pre-pandemic levels. What is your outlook for when you get back to pre-pandemic levels, in particular on RevPAR, revenue per available room?
Sure. What's explained the quality of the result that we are producing, or in fact, there is a very clear rebound. I mean, the turnover is up 34% year on year, which is the other way of looking at it, is the fact that people are free of movement, or free to travel again. And there is a very strong demand. There is a pent-up demand. There is the willingness of some people to do so-called revenge traveling. And that's what you see in the numbers. I mean, from April up to December, our turnover has been improving month after month. And that's what we expect to continue in the second part of the year. The corollary of what you just mentioned on the turnaround of the business and the willingness of people to travel is such that we've got a strong pricing power. Today, our prices are above the 2019 level as of the December numbers. And so, all of things are going in the right direction. To answer your question on what's going to happen next year, there is a strong demand, which is first a domestic demand. And so we anticipate that in 2022, we will be back to the level of 2019 on domestic demand. And that is only driven by the fact that people are free to move just like they are currently in the UK or in France.